Hello, I am Bryson, one of ORCAA's inspectors. For this video, I will be walking through the process for filing asbestos and demolition notification for a commercial project using ORCAA's online notification form. Here I am on ORCAA's main web page. At the top of the page, you'll see some drop downs. We want to click on asbestos and demolition notification form under the asbestos demo drop down. Once we're on the notification page, we'll scroll down until you see the beginning of the notification form. Some of these reference guides are just additional information on what is required for the notifications. Once we get down to the property owner information, we'll begin entering the information. All required fields must be completed, otherwise notification may not be filed properly and ORCAA may not receive your notification. For this project, we will assume this project is a commercial demolition involving the removal of about 500 square feet of asbestos containing floor tile. We'll start by filling notification out the property owner information and project information. Please make sure that this information is correct before continuing. So we'll enter the property owner name, property owner email address, phone number, and mailing address. For the work site address, it does need to be the property or the address of where the asbestos and demolition project will take place. The county is whatever county that is taking place in. Is this the property owner's primary residence? Since this is a commercial project, we will say no. What email address should we send the application confirmation to? This email needs to be the email that the notification will be sent to. Moving on to the asbestos project information. Remember, an asbestos notification is required for all projects removing at least 48 square feet of asbestos containing material or at least 10 linear feet for asbestos containing material on pipes. If your project is removing less than these amounts, an asbestos notification is not required. Since this project is removing at least 500 square feet of tile, we will say asbestos will be removed as part of the project. And we will assume that we're the first ones to submit the notification, so we will select no for this question. Enter the start date and completion date for the project. The start date must be at least 10 days out from the day the notification is submitted, except for emergency project. An asbestos project cannot extend beyond 1 year from the date the notification was filed. For projects that get delayed or extended beyond 1 year, a new notification must be filed for the remaining asbestos material. So for this project, we'll say it will start roughly 3 weeks from today's date, beyond at least 10 days. And we will say the asbestos project will complete after roughly 5 days. Moving on to the quantity of asbestos to be removed. We know that there's about 500 square feet of asbestos floor tile to be removed. We'll put that right here. There's no linear feet to be removed, so we'll leave that blank. The asbestos removal will be completed by a licensed asbestos contractor. Because it is a commercial project, a licensed asbestos contractor is required to remove the asbestos material. If a contractor is doing the work, if NESHAP does apply, the NESHAP regulations, there may be a 14-day waiting period for the asbestos project. Since this project is removing 500 square feet of floor tile, but it will not be friable, we will say that this project is not a NESHAP project and only is a 10-day waiting period. This section here, you can type in the asbestos contractor. This list is updated to match the list on on Washington State Department of Labor and Industries website, but it may not be completely up to date. If your contractor is not included in this list, please contact ORCAA's asbestos coordinator at 360-539-7610, extension 110 to have the contractor added. Please list the on-site contact name and phone number. An email is preferred, but is not required for this section. Enter the work shift days. We will say that the work will be conducted on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. The work shift hours, we will assume this project will take place between 7 AM and 3:30 PM. You'll enter that in there. What materials are being removed? We know that it is floor tile, so we'll select flooring. If the material that you are removing is not included in this list, just select other and enter the material information there. Select the disposal site. Since this, we'll assume this is in Thurston County. Most of the time it gets taken to Thurston County Transfer Station, so we'll just select that. Will all identified asbestos be removed from the structure? This should be yes, since all asbestos material must be removed prior to demolition. If the structure, will the structure be demolished after the asbestos removal? We select yes, since we know it will be demolished. How many structures are you abating? There is only one structure on site, so we'll just select one. If there's additional structures or more than one structure, you'll just select 2 or 3, depending on the project. We can choose to upload an asbestos survey here if we would like to. Go ahead and upload that here, select files or enter the dropdown. There is a maximum file size of 14 megabytes. So if your asbestos survey is larger than that, please call ORCAA'a again to be able to submit that in a different way. Enter any contact, any additional comments here, any additional information you would like ORCAA'a to know about the project. And then we can move on to the demolition section of the form. Since we know an asbestos will occur, we'll select demolition will occur. Was asbestos identified in the asbestos survey? We'll select yes. Now, the reason that there is no question here for uploading an asbestos survey is because we already said we would upload it up here. So we'll select no, and this should auto-populate up, so we can upload the asbestos survey here. If you have not had an asbestos survey, you do need to acquire one before you submit the notification. Otherwise, the notification will be considered incomplete and your waiting period will not start until the notification is complete. Moving on to demolition contractor name. So enter the contractor of the company that will be performing the demolition, as well as the mailing address, demolition contractor email, contractor phone number, an on-site contractor or contact name for the demolition contractor, and on-site phone number. The number of structures being demolished, we will just say is 1, and the start date. Start date must be at least 14 days from today's date. We'll assume that the demolition will take place the week after the asbestos has been removed. That will be on the 19th, which is about a month away. What year was the structure initially built? Just enter this to the best of your knowledge. If you don't know, that is all right. And the structure we know will be built on site since it's not either of the other options. What type of demolition project is this? Well, we know that this project is not a training fire since we are not coordinating with local fire protection agencies. It's not a renovation since we know that the building will be demolished. So we know that this project is a full demolition. And again, you can enter any additional information in the comment section here. Moving on to the notification fee section. Select the appropriate fee for the demolition notification. We know that this is not a single family residence, so our project is all other structures. Now we know for our example, we are moving about 500 square feet of floor tile, so we do need to select this fee right here for 160 feet up to 4,999 square feet. We are not requesting an emergency waiver to waive the waiting period, so we are just going to skip the emergency fees right here. And we come down to the total amount for the notification. Once we are completed with our notification, you can click submit and you'll be routed to ORCAA's online payment portal. If you don't If you're not taken there, you may have some errors in the notification field. Once we click submit, you'll be taken there and you'll be able to pay at your leisure. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us at 360-539-7610. And thank you and have a great day.